is. And after that first game, SKP taking a 1-0 map lead, where they probably shouldn't have from the get-go. It was looking really rough for them. Again, we saw Senkux go for like a really mistake flash, we'll call it.
At the start.
Calculated flash in the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Where he should have been punished way more for that, and unfortunately he wasn't. At BPI, they still look pretty okay. It wasn't like a terrible game for them. It just got really snowbally, and they got caught opposition quite a few times. But again, SKP in the lead, and we already see quite a few bans in.
And quite a few changed bans as well. Look at that immediately. BPI Phoenix opting to take that Lee Sin away from Takey. They don't want him on that one. And on the other side of things, actually, the changes in bans are focused at the mid lane. They want to take Syndra away from Lille. I don't know why they didn't do it in game one, considering their research, but it didn't affect them too poorly, as SK really did kind of snowball. I think it's the best way to describe it. It seems a very common term, but it really is exactly what happened in that game. They started off small and just got bigger and bigger as time went on.
Yeah, they did, and I'm curious to see what Senkux will be going with middle lane this time, as we see a LeBlanc covered over the Jarvan. Standard pick. Nothing really much to say about it. Crimson, I would like to have seen him been a little bit more proactive in his ganks. Maybe as the time went on, a little bit more, a better ability to read into where Takey was going.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens this time. I really hope for him and the rest of his team that he does read it a little bit better and does punish more. I mean, it's going to be tough for him to do that against the lineup that we see picked up now.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we see the Graves and LeBlanc picked up for SK Prime instead of SK Prom. And I mean, the LeBlanc was banned away previously. SK Blanc,
SK Prom, SK Blanc,
whatever they want to be called. But they did they've chosen to ban away the Lee Sin instead of the LeBlanc. It's what I was trying to say.
SK Sin?
SK Sin. There's a whole lot of bans.
Yeah, and I mean, LeBlanc, I'm looking actually over results really quickly to see if he was, or if he did play it. No, actually, Senkux has not played him yet.
But I mean, he can't ban him out. We were saying this before when I was talking to Lee yesterday.
Well, I'm just curious why he went for it now instead of later. Why he went for a pick right then when they could have picked like jungle and support.
I see.
And well, it could have picked jungle.
Well, because it was left open, I think it was a case of.
I guess Leo did play LeBlanc in one of his games yesterday, so that does, I guess, kind of make sense. But it seems just so risky to pick so early.
Yep, it's a risk, and over on the other side of things, of course, Janna and I believe it's going to be Corki for that bot lane confirmed, and as well as that, the Kassadin picked up. Now, this is where the question mark is kind of starting to arise, is Kassadin very strong against LeBlanc. Like, I mean, that's if you were going to counter-pick, a blind pick LeBlanc, you could pick a Kassadin into it. We saw it actually yesterday. We saw how strong that can be in the previous game where it was actually picked up by, let me get it right, it was WTC playing the Kassadin, and he played it so very well into LeBlanc. So if I'm looking at this right, I think we know where we're going to be seeing that Kassadin.
All right, well, we do see, I guess, the other picks coming in, Pantheon and Thresh. We can talk about it, I guess, a little bit. Thresh actually has been a very contested pick. We saw SKP play him twice yesterday.
Yeah.
Where they won one of the games and lost the other, unfortunately. And we'll see how Zyta will be able to do on that one. But you know, it comes to a Corki and a John, like really hard to lock them down, really hard to kind of catch them. But the Graves, again, really high burst potential. That paired him with LeBlanc. On the other side, I want to see how Kassadin does actually mid lane up against Senkux.
Yeah, I'm intriguing to see. It's intriguing to see where that one's going to go. And actually, we do have the Maokai, of course, selected for that top lane in the hands of Nasus. We've seen it already, and we're going to be seeing what he's going to be going up against actually for the SK Prime side. The hovering over Sion, I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing though.
Please no. Please no. I mean, I'm trying to think. I remember we have seen it in OGN before. I don't remember how it did, though.
Beansu going to take the Sion into the top lane. This is getting exciting already. So Nasus on Maokai up against Beansu on Sion.
As far as I remember, like, Sion should not be able to beat Maokai. I could be completely 150% wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking in my head how it's going to work out. I mean, Maokai has sustain where Sion really doesn't. And yeah, Sion will have the shield to mitigate some damage. Yeah. He will have his knock-up, which can be paired in really well with Pantheon if they combo things correctly. Even LeBlanc coming in. I think it's going to come down to him roaming around the map and ganking. He proved on Kassadin he can do a pretty good job of it, but it's going to be a really tough lane matchup for him, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And elsewhere, talking of matchups, that jungle matchup, Pantheon versus Jarvan, two of the highest tier junglers we're going to be seeing this time. And Jarvan, once again, in the hands of Crimson, Takey being forced onto the Pantheon as the Lee Sin got taken away from him. And It's going to be, I mean, a bit of a bumpy ride, I think safely for the BPI jungler. Crimson, he wasn't particularly instrumental on Jarvan. You've already highlighted that after at the end of game 1. It felt like you're right. I'm right in saying that, right?
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of something completely different.
Oh, okay. No, so, I mean, I felt like Crimson's got a lot to prove going into game 2.
He does. He 100% does. Why I was giving you that weird face, though, was why did we see Draven banned in the first game and then not be banned this game, and then Kalista wasn't even picked for crazy caps?
Because the Draven ban blew my mind. That's why. It's like obviously I think they banned it away in our minds because it counts as Kalista in their minds. No, exactly. But I mean, what I'm saying is
maybe it was just a false ban. Just
trying to throw them off.
They didn't. Well, okay. So there's like 2 routes you can go in the banning phase. You can ban out all the OPs, and then leave like 1 or 2 open because you can't obviously ban them all, or you leave more than 1 OP available, and that way each team gets 1 or 2.
So you basically
maybe
it
was a false ban. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out how it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll throw on straight on into the Rift as the teams have been summoned into the Rift. We've been having a little challenge to try and say that. And now SK Prime going up against BPI Phoenix. We're going into game number 2 now of this best of 3 to determine who is going to secure that 3rd place finish in this League of Legends Turkey International Invitational. On the left-hand side of your screens, BPI Phoenix, a team looking to come back from the brink of the loss in game 1. Nasus in that top lane on Maokai, Crimson in the jungle on Jarvan, and Leal in the top lane after Syndra being taken away from him, opting for the Kassadin. As now, of course, in the bot lane, Ritix and Masterwork, a very strong bot lane we saw in game 1, actually, on Corki and Janna. It looks like we're having a little dance party in the top lane.
It's like 2 gorillas beating their chests to see who can do it louder. On the side of SKP, we do have Beansu on that side, like you just saw, Taiki on Pantheon, Suncooks on LeBlanc, Crazy Caps on Graves, and Zaitan on Thresh. Remember, guys, this is on the tournament realm, so we're on 4.21 patch. We're not on the latest patch of 5.1, so you're not seeing any cool gates within the walls of their bases, not to mention the nerfs that we had, nerfs and buffs come across the board here. So keep that in mind. And of course, after this, if it is a 2-0, we will have our grand finals kicking off between Aces High and HWA. He laughed at my joke.
He liked your joke. Leal up against Senkux. This is, of course, that featured matchup where Leal has been so hit and miss with his picks and also his performance. He seems to be a little kind of shaky on some champions. Perhaps a limited champion pool, and talking to limited champion pools, Senkux, it seems unlimited. We've seen him on so many things now, Xerath, Ahri, we've even seen him on Kassadin, I think, himself, and so...
we've seen him on Ahri, Zed, now LeBlanc, and Xerath.
Yeah.
He showed a lot of assassin-y, is that even a word?
Assassin-y.
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 Mid laners so far.
Yeah, we have, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Talking of like lanes and matchups, we said already that Ritix been very strong, very instrumental in BPI's victories, and when he is quiet, BPI tend to struggle to secure the win. Both bot laners opting to try and pick up that early advantage by starting on a jungle camp, Gromp and Krug respectively, and straight off the bat, Zaitan opting for the hook. He wants to try and make something happen early.
Yeah, it's funny because they hit level 2 a little bit quicker, because they shoved lane, because BPI took some time to get back to lane after killing the Krugs. So kind of built up a little bit of lead for themselves, so they're trying to force them back. But no, BPI's not going to be too worried about it. I mean, the lane's shoving into them anyways. They're not going to really miss out on any CS unless they can't last under turret. But I think one thing we should keep in mind is that top lane with the Sion up against Maokai. Like I said before, I feel like Sion shouldn't win this matchup. But so far he's in the lane CS, though. All he did was really just shove the lane.
Yeah, it's obviously pretty strong. It's shoving that lane with the AoE that he does have. And, I mean, this is an intriguing matchup. We saw Kassadin versus Nasus, versus Maokai, of course, in that top lane. And we do actually miss the first blood. Crimson finishing off his buffers. I completely missed that one. You can see Senkuk's paying a heavy price, though, on his health bar. We can see that the matchup's going to already start ticking in favor of Senkux, and sometimes something you wouldn't perhaps expect. Of course, LeBlanc can do a whole lot of damage to Kassadin if he is going for that CS, and so kind of risk versus reward in terms of early game farming.
Well, things get dangerous now because Flash is down for Leal, and Senkux has his up. So now this comes down to Crimson. Is he going to pay attention to that mid lane? Is he going to punish Senkux? He didn't do it in game number 1. We saw the Ahri and we saw the flash being misused. Is he going to do it in this game to kind of make sure Leo can get to that level 6 point where he'll be safe? I mean, as long as Taiki comes in, like, 'cause imagine this. So Senkux gets the snare with his W or his E, and then the stun comes in from Taiki. Like, that's going to be another guaranteed kill. And he has to be careful here. He needs to ward up quite a bit. And I believe Taiki might even be able to sneak in yet again for a gank if he comes in through that south side. It looks like he might be going for it.
He's going to try and catch out Leon, of course. Doesn't have that Riftwalk confirmed to level 6. And look at the damage they're able to do. The chain does connect. He has the magic shield to absorb some of the damage, but the spear is enough to secure another kill. And, oh, it's an all too familiar sight for Leo. He's been camped before, and he's being camped again.
No. I mean, if I can predict this, then Crimson should be able to. He's a much better player than I am, easily. You need to counter these. You need to board up so much to not allow Taiki to get these easy ganks, these easy avenues in. And now, you see the finished Codex done for Senkux. He's building up a CS lead. He's getting quite a bit of money built up. And he is going to snowball this lane. You see him heading back now because he wants every advantage he can have up against Leo. And if Senkux gets going, well, we've seen it before, this should be a dominating game out of him.
Certainly should be. Yeah. If I was kind of talking pre-game and I was saying who I don't want getting the kills, if I was on the side of BPI, it would be Senkux. And the 16-year-old already proving his worth in the games that we've covered. In the meantime, in that top lane, you said, Sion kind of pushing the lanes successfully. And in the meantime, we do actually miss more action in the bot lane. Ritik's going incredibly low. Crazy Caps, though, is as well. That was a presence from Crimson. And this has, so far, I'm breaking a record for missed kills.
You've gotten 1 out of the 3, right?
I mean, that is... yeah, I should explain, guys. We're breaking me in as an observer.
We are. See, the key is to just watch the mini-map.
Yeah.
You don't actually watch what's in front of you.
But as a caster, I have to watch what's in front of me. And so, it's you're right. Lessons being learned today during the best of 3. Hopefully, though, we'll be bringing you plenty more kills in this one, as already we were highlighting the easily free-farming LeBlanc. 1 kill, 1 assist.
But what's important, though, with what just happened in bottom lane, since we didn't see the kill, was that it forced a flash out of Crimson, and this is just easy as cake.
Oh my god!
I mean, again, okay. So this is the two sides of this coin, all right? So Crimson could counter gank, but he probably won't have the damage with Leo to fight 2v2. So that's one side. The other side is, if your mid lane's already losing like this, let them keep losing and gank other lanes, which is what he decided to do. He ganked bottom, but netted them 1 kill on a Zaitan. Downside is, if Senkux realizes this and is like, all right, that's fine. I'll start roaming around and picking up kills bottom to counter that, then BPI are going to have a bad time. And with the 3-1 lead, the gold lead, 1,100 so far, 2-0-1 here now for Senkux, sitting on 700 gold to spend. Not really that much currently. Things are going to get very dangerous. And not to mention top lane even, there's a 57-48 lead currently here for Beansu.
And look at this bot lane. Zaitan could be in trouble once again. The knockup's there. The Flame trying to make him take a turret hit, but Ritik is just going to laugh that one off, shrug it off, as another kill comes in for that bot lane. And we were saying that when Ritik does get ahead early, that's when BPI are really with a chance to secure this game. And it seems to be starting to happen. 2-0-0. Opting for the Phage as the first part of his Triforce build. He wants these kills early. And Crazy Caps, oh sorry, I should say Zaitan is going to give them to him.
Beansu getting ganked on the top side here. Well, force the flash out of him. Gain stood up yet again. Popping his ultimate. Nice flash from Nasus. Gets ahead of him, so he can't get away. He will fall down here. So Crimson being successful in his ganks now so far. Currently at 1-0-1. Beansu just, let me just get a little bit closer. Let me just hit you. And that will be tying things up now at 3 apiece.
Yeah, and Masterwork just trying to force Crazy Caps away from that CS and give his AD carry any advantage that they can grab. No, actually, Sion's done some shopping, opting for the Spectre's Cowl, so wants to be building that magic resist route, opting for the boots as well, of course, just to aid his movement speed and mobility. And
yeah, he's going to be building full tank.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Beansu is going to be taking that tanky route. I feel like this may be a similar Beansu that we saw when he did go 9. Entirely tanky, very strong frontline player, and ooh, Senkux doesn't quite connect the chain in the mid lane.
Yeah, and you can just see the fear in Leo right now, but he's almost level 6. So that's when things become so much easier for him.
5 to 7.
That's not easy. Oh, and you see Senkux constantly harass. I mean, if he had blue buff right now, this would be very, very one-sided. But unfortunately, he doesn't. And you're seeing, Leo finally start to get some momentum built up here with that extra Doran's ring he picked up.
You can see Crimson's making his a journey down bot lane. They have great vision control right at the moment. BPI No wards being spotted out, and now Masterwork could be in trouble. He's taking a huge amount of damage, but here comes Crimson. He does have his Cataclysm available, and not opting to use it. Too close to that turret for his liking. Doesn't want to get locked in with a Thresh and Graves, and he backs away for another day. In the meantime, that top lane still farming away as always, as you do expect with a Maokai.
Oh, Taiki ganking bomb with his ultimate. Look for Masterwork. Easy kill comes in for Crazy Caps. Teleport coming down now for Nasus, and he will be a little bit too late here. But look at Corki going in. Taiki going to get killed, and now the Cataclysm comes in. He saved it for this moment, and Zaitan will fall as well. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade here, and potentially Dragon.
And that was a swift, smooth move from BPI, calling to get Nasus down as well. They knew that once you do get that momentum in the bot lane, you can start forcing these dragons, and they can do just that. Senkux is at the sidelines, though. There's a pink. He knows they didn't have vision, but he's trying to take down Ritix. He wants to eliminate him from the game, and he's going to do just that. Does have his clone available, and looks like Crazy Caps is back as well. Got a low collateral damage. They want to try and finish this one off. He's got his ultimate to try and finish it off. He can't quite manage it. Smited away by Crimson, but at what cost? Nasus wailing onto Crazy Caps, has to back away, but the Ignite is ticking, and Senkux gets another one. That's 4 kills now already. Just 9 minutes into this one, and yes, you get a dragon, but BPI, they're vulnerable. And look at Lael. There is, of course, a Riftwalk. He knows he's pretty safe and sound, and Zaitan's making a move for him.
Oh, the hook not going to land as he Riftwalks over, but Nasus now getting chased, now getting locked, and that will be another kill coming in. Senkux going to be able to secure this one, it looks like. Hopefully for his sake, one more auto attack should be able to do it here with the red buff, and he is now 5-0-1 here 10 minutes in.
And this LeBlanc's going to be such a terror. Terrifying, in fact, as you look at the goal. 1337 gold he had there at one point. 54 CS as well. Sign of what's to come. In the meantime, though, that top lane still starting to create a bit of a lead now for Beansu. They're looking to snatch away this blue buff as well. In fact, they do. Yeah,
that's actually a really key point here. And not to mention, they're going for a gank on a Crimson. Able to catch him, but he gets the knockup, gets away here. Masterwork as well being chased. But they take away the blue buff. They deny it from Lael. So, yeah, he has the catalyst to get some sort of regen in lane, but that blue buff was necessary to be able to win these fights against Senkux. And now when Senkux picks up his own with that Melonomicon and with that 1600 gold from the Nisolar's Rod, I'm assuming things are going to become so rough for him.
So
I do not envy him right now.
No, you're right. And I mean, as a Kassadin, you need to have that early game advantage. It feels like a broken record, but we've seen so much Kassadin, you need to highlight that. And 1 for 3, only has his Catalyst to his name, in contrast to a Melonomicon, and a large rod. I mean, he is in a very sticky situation. Look at the goal of the two mid laners, 2,900 in contrast to just 4,600. And I've missed another one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a disaster today. I have to apologize for this camera moving. But hey, you're getting to see something. You get to look at a mid lane occasionally, so that's something. As BPI going to continue doing what they do best in that bot lane. They're going to start making a move for this turret.
We can see Zaitan off to the side here trying to help it out, trying to keep it alive. They will be able to. Senkux returns to lane at the Nice large rod. Blue buff now. And I would say just watch Senkux here for the next minute, because I'm pretty sure he should be able to pick up a 1v1 up against Lael.
Oh yeah, level 9 to 7. He has his large rod. He's going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Doesn't time it quite right. And Lael, beautiful Riftwalk away, timing it just as Senkux was going to connect with that W, and he backs away to survive another day. In the meantime, though, in that bot lane, they're doing once more. I thought they're having a small exchange, and at this stage, looking at the buy, Sheen and Phage to the BF Sword Pickaxe. You can tell the build path they're planning already. Very standard from either side. Infinity Edge to Triforce. 80 carries, levelly matched in CS. Not so much in gold, though. 3 kills to just 1 of Crazy Caps.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a snowball here, bottom lane. I guess you keep saying that word a little bit too much, but Reddick's getting caught on purpose because they have their jungle there on the south side. And Maokai is actually jungling in the meantime. So, well, they will just sit back at turret. They will just live to fight another day here. Taiki might need to get in position to help out bottom lane. But Jarvan's able to back away. But Beansu pushing top. No one's even there to defend against him just yet.
No response from them at the moment, and I mean it's not like he can be 1v1'd. I mean Nasus is just going to slow him down with a Twisted Advance before he gets away. He does have his ultimate, of course. In fact, no, he's got a TP. He's heading down bot lane, and we should definitely be giving that some attention. Crimson has gone down under that turret. Crazy Cap's so very low, but they want to pursue this one. Taiki and Beansu good on health. The smite comes in to slow him, and it's going to be enough to close the gap. The stun surely off cooldown soon, but they don't want to dive this. Surely they can't risk it. The stun comes in. Masterwork health bars. He just means he can't help, and Beansu is going to pick that one up quite nicely into the turret. Masterwork living to see another day. Just or perhaps not just
Cue the Jaws theme. Cue the Jaws theme. Senkux coming in from behind, looking for Masterwork.
One auto attack. He doesn't want to even use the chain. He's happy to auto attack that one to pick that one up. And that's probably like the 3rd kill he's picked up with just auto attacks on LeBlanc. And now 6 kills ahead 5,700 gold, most in this game. Almost 1,000 ahead from everyone else. 1,000 gold separating him and anyone else. And Binsu, he did fantastic work in the top lane to push that wave in, and now he's doing exactly the same in the bottom.
And Suncook's just stole their red buff, so he's at 6-0-1. He's got double buffs. He's got everything he needs in his kit here to really do damage, and he will have his DFG done very soon. 1,200 gold to spend right now, and he might get caught up. He's looking for Crimson. I'm pretty sure he could take him on. Look at the damage!
Oh my god! The damage is surreal.
Oh no, he didn't get the EQ over the wall!
Crimson's messed it up, and it's going to cost him his life. Rittix could meet a similar fate, as looks like Senkook's beautiful return. He's trying to get away, but he does get pursued. Rittix finally shutting him down. That's going to be a huge chunk of change. Zaitan going to be taken down by Lil here if one more Riftwalk can secure it. In the meantime, though, Binsu's doing a runner. He's not interested. He outruns the competition as he charges into the mid lane. To meet Crazy Caps.
He flashed so he wouldn't be interrupted doing it. And they're going to pick up a turret off of that. Like, that would have been way worse. It would have been a 3-for-1 exchange. But he gets the turret. He's able to get away from this. And even Crazy Caps able to get a little bit of extra gold in his belt. But look at this. Screw the DFG. He builds a death cap here. Suncook, 7-1. Let's see how much ability power he has right now. 355, 15 minutes in. Remember, SKP, they're up 1-0 here in this best-of-3 third-place match. And the winner takes home 2,000 euros. Right now, SKP, they're looking pretty strong. The kills on the board don't really reflect how one side this game can be.
No, you're absolutely right. And the gold is pretty level, considering. In fact, SK Prime on a slight disadvantage, which just demonstrates, you know, something you say quite a lot, Jason, is just how dangerous it can be putting all those kills onto one member of your team. But when it's LeBlanc, it's slightly less risky. But here comes a fight.
Flay coming in, but it's not going to be enough here. Senkook's off the side, looking for his right target. Goes into Crimson, does some good damage. He's going to get bursted down, and Crazy Cap surviving the fight as well as Zaitan here. And they might be looking for the chase. Suncook's looking for some sort of opportunity to go in. I don't think he has his passive up just yet, though. And he will just back away, though. Play this one safe. They took a lot of damage. No need to give up the lead that they were able to build up so far. And well, Pantheon, he's going for the man drop. At least it was long and not short this time, and he might be able to pick up a stun.
So all he needs to start the fight off. Senkook's using his ultimate just to close the gap. He wants to find someone. Takey going low, though. It's a risk he's willing to take. Looks like Rittix has got one. Nasus into the thick of it. Very tanky already with that Rod of Ages, and he's not taking too many risks. Lil is, though, rift walking into the Lion's Den as Rittix connects another rocket, looking for Zaitan, and it looks like Lil, the rift walk into the Ignite to secure it. Binsu and Crazy Caps. Safety under turret. I say safety, no, he's not. Rittix gets another one. This Corki cannot be tamed at this stage. No mana, though, he's forced to back away, but a fantastic fight from BPI. Great execution and 3 kills.
Well, that lead Suncook's had didn't amount to squat in that fight at all. As you saw, BPI just outplay them in team fight. They're going to pick up Dragon off the back of this, and they have gotten the kill lead. They have gotten the gold lead, and they surprisingly just have the lead in general off the back of Rittix there at 6-2-4. You mentioned it. We mentioned it at the start of the show as well. Rittix can do such amazing work. 15-2 on Graves before 8-1 on Trist in their round of 32 match, and now he's 6-2-4. I would be worried on the side of SKP here. The time of Senkook's of being so strong is kind of fading away. He needs to burst down Rittix to have an opportunity to give his team a fighting chance.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And yeah, too many eggs in one basket in regards to Senkook's. He has his Rabadons and the Morellos completed now at that 17-minute mark. And surely not going to be able to make a move onto Nasus. Does have some magic resistance. Look how little damage Senkook's could put out. He's going to be forced to back away from this one.
No. It wasn't the damage he did. It was dodged by the Twisted Advance.
Oh, he Twisted Advance the pop?
He Twisted Advance the second charge of the Q and the dash in.
Meantime, looks like Khalil is doing what Caston does best, picking up these picks across the map, and it's going to extend his score to 4-3. His gold's actually relatively high up on that scoreboard, 5,700. Very, actually no, I tell you a lie, 7,700 in the hands of Rittix. We knew he was ahead, but I didn't realize he was that ahead. He's probably going to be closing in. In fact, he's surpassed Senkook, who we thought was leading the gold. He was for so long. Crimson's going low. Look at the blue buff as well, just happily sitting there on a millimeter of health. And here comes the man drop. Doesn't look like Takey's going to let this fight go unnoticed. And here comes Sion slamming into the face of the Janna. And Lil on the run. Rittix so very low, though, and they want to try and keep him safe. Binsu's in pursuit. Takey there as well. This could go either way. It goes the way of Pantheon. Lil punishing him for that overextension, but there's the hook from Zaitan. This should be a dead Caston. He has his flash, though, and he's just going to be rift walking over the wall. There's nothing they can do to really deal with this as Nasus is making an appearance now. Lil just gets caught by the stun. The hook returns as well. One auto attack will secure it, but no. Rift walking away. SK Prime scratching their heads. They can't quite touch either of these members. with no ultimate on Sion. Actually, Sion does connect the hook, but Nasus is just such a high, heavy front line. They have nothing they can do.
I think Leo's really happy that Nasus is really fat because he was so big that it made so they couldn't target him, it seemed, with an auto attack. And he's able to escape that one. In Senkooks, he went down, but he's being too ballsy. He's being too aggressive, and it's costing him his life.
17-5. Score line. 3 turrets to 2, and the gold is still favoring BPI Phoenix. And, I mean, yes, one member of their team is on 8 for 2, but then you look at the other side of things, and you have a 6 for 3 casting, 7 for 3 a Corki with 7 assists on top of that. That is such a huge amount of gold. And, yes, we already highlighted that whenever Riotix gets ahead, he is one of those AD carries that can really put his team on his back, and it seems to be something that he's doing again. Yes, he is at the forefront of these fights. He's the one that's cleaning up. He's catching out the SK Prime side, and BPI Phoenix in pursuit around the enemy jungle.
And they're looking to catch out Sonar here, but let's see. Riotix is going to get some good damage on his Zaitan. The slow comes in. He's going to fall from that one, and BPI are taking this one home here. They have such a big lead built up considering how the game started off with, and now SKP going to be forced to just completely back away, give this one up here. And actually, Binsu might eventually, could potentially get caught out here, but he's on the safety of his turret for now. And it's all on the, and the thing is, you pointed out before, all the kills are stacked on the Senkooks, but when he goes in, he gets bursted down so quickly that he's able to pick up 1 kill, yes, but he needs to be able to secure the right target, or at least more than 1 here, and he has to be careful.
They need to be careful, and careful isn't LeBlanc's middle name. No, it's definitely, they're trying to make something happen, and the man drop does come in from Takey, but he has nothing to show for it. Senkooks potentially getting caught out here. Nasus twisted advance straight on, lock it up the LeBlanc. Heal is used, flash is used, everything is used, and looks like he goes down, and that's a huge chunk of the SK Prime damage taken out of the fight. Zaitan going low as well. Crazy Cap's in pursuit. He knows he's in trouble. As looks like Takey's going to be able to lock up Nasus under the turret, but look how many hits he can take. Lael's there as well. Crimson trying to lock up another as he does knock up Takey to secure yet another kill. 3 down, looking for 4 now. Binsu getting pursued by Leon, and he secures that one as well. Surely going to have to be able to rift walk away from this Sion, as he's just going to be hitting him constantly, trying to dart away. Leon doesn't have the mana. He does successfully dart away just for now, and looks like Crazy Cap's ultimate to secure it. As BPI back away, and it seems like another successful fight, extending that gold lead now 4 turrets to just 2, 38,000 to 34.
See, I understand what Senkooks was doing in that last fight right there, because he jumped in to pull in Nasus, because then he would hop back and just make him twist advance really deep. But he didn't expect the damage that was going to be coming up behind that, not to mention the Cataclysm right on top of him was able to finish him off. And I hate to keep harsh on him for this, but Senkooks has to pick his fights better if they want to have a chance to win these. And you're seeing just the raw damage come out of Riotix at 10, 3, 8. You see the Magi's picked up for Master get through that 16 stacks here so far. And honestly, Leo, considering he's, he got punished in that early game so damn hard, he has so much damage. He's 7, 4, and 5 now, and he's matching up to Senkooks in every way.
Every single way, and I mean, when you've got a Corki now, he's almost an assassin. That Triforce and the Infinity Edge completed, he just has such burst damage. He's a very bursty AD carry. And then, in contrast, so is Graves.
But Graves doesn't have the damage.
But he doesn't have the items.
Now.
He certainly doesn't. And I mean, Crazy Cap's still level on CS. But look at just the difference in gold. It's 8,000 to nearly 10,000 now for Riotix. And another fight potentially going to be breaking out. Binsu just backing away from that one. They're not quite interested, but SK, they're forcing through that mid lane. They want to try and make something happen, but the Dragon is up in 5 seconds. SK Prime know it, and this could be another forced team fight.
And they're trying to actually set up, and there's no vision on the side of BPI. They finally do just ward it down. Look for them, they do have their flags to give them the vision into bushes that they can't see. But here we go. So, Soda Crab taken down here. BPI looking very cocky, looking for a fight, it seems. Again, Senkooks, if he can burst down Riotix, then they will win the fight, almost certainly. And here we go, Dragon being done. BPI, or sorry, SK trying to go in. Sion actually go for the engagement.
Ooh. This is bad. Thresh Ultimate trying to pull someone into it. Nasus is the target, and that's the wrong target. The front line just takes so much damage, and their damage dealers are in trouble. Taking Crazy Caps locked up by the beautiful Cataclysm from Crimson. Crimson's going low, though. Hooked in once again by Zaitan, finally eliminated from the game. But quick response from Senkooks. Taking down the Jarvan, and they're looking for more. Still Nargai tanking up. The front line finally going down. The walls have been breached, as has Dragon, as that goes down. And Lille trying to clear out Pinkwood. He could be vulnerable, of course. That LeBlanc has the gap closer. He has Rift Walk in response. And looks like SK Prime just going to have to make a move down this mid lane. 2 kills to 1 and a Dragon.
Oh, Senkox is still going for the chase. He's actually going to get caught out a little bit here. Looking for Leo. The snare comes in, and he's going to get the Rift walked away.
God.
But Senkox played that one. Oh, masterwork. Senkox played that fight perfectly right there because, yeah, he didn't hit, Riddix in the beginning, but he got Nasus down to half HP off the bat. And then he was able to get Riddix very low that he wasn't able to go for any sort of fight. And he wasn't able to do the damage because he was too low. And as long as Senkox danced that line between keeping Riddix out of the fight, it was, all right, well, you're going to miss out on, 10 kills if you're 23 so far in terms of damage.
No doubt about it. And I mean, I just can't get over this Medjai's now. It's going to be getting stacked and stacked and stacked. Picked it up a long time ago. And 18 assists, just 7 in contrast to Zaitan. And he's got 10 deaths as well off the back of that. So, I mean, from a perspective of Zaitan, just to pull up his socks.
Pull up his socks.
I mean, almost half of the kills that have been picked up by BPI have been on Zaitan. And
we could say on the other side of that is that Senkox has over half the kills on this team. I mean,
that's a bad kill death for distribution.
It is. I mean, well, there's 4 kill difference between the two teams here, and Leo has 8 himself. On the other hand, it's spread out more evenly across the team. But look at Zaitan, 0 and 10. That's one thing we need to point out because he's just having such a rough game here so far. He's constantly been getting caught out. He does have Flash now available, so he should be okay here for the next one. But look at Senkox on the bottom, and he's shown himself. And this might make BPI go for a fight.
That's what they're looking for. Being caught out. Nice lantern from Zaitan, the aforementioned feeder.
I didn't say feeder, but yeah, he's giving away a lot of kills.
And now BPI, they're trying to make a move into the enemy jungle. We've seen them do this before, and it didn't particularly go well for SK Prime. Gold. Still not particularly level, 2,000 gold in favor of BPI Phoenix. But as time goes on, it's going to become more and more difficult for them to make moves towards these objectives, as the kills are going to hopefully be spreading out quite nicely. Senkox, of course, still holding on to so many of them. And we haven't seen a particularly inspiring pick play from LeBlanc. When you have a Fed LeBlanc, he should be kind of making moves, picking off, making these assassinations, and you can't do it with BPI Phoenix. They're constantly grouped. Zaitan connecting the hook, but not going to make anything of it just yet. Both teams with 5 members in this top lane. Both top lanes do have TP if they wanted to start perhaps making a move to elsewhere, but no, they are still remaining grouped. And
yeah, neither of them are really going to be that effective in a split push because Beansu doesn't have damage and Nasus doesn't really have damage either. I mean, yeah, he has a lot of Aegis, but it doesn't have the damage you need to be a threat when it comes to that. Because if you get ganked, you're probably going to die. But either way, right now, it's all up to SKP. Can they defend this turret? Because BPI have been knocking on that door for a little bit of time here. But now backing away, going for Baron, realizing that SKP do not have any wards near it. They could start up and take it really quickly, but there's always that threat of a LeBlanc hopping over the wall and one-shotting your jungler.
Yeah, when you got Crimson, he hasn't got built particularly magic resist path. He has built the Hex Drinker, of course. When you have a Fed LeBlanc, that's what you need to do. That is the item to start building towards. Map is going to be seeing that into more of Malmortius, but not straight away. As it looks like Senkox doing what Senkox does best in that mid lane. Which is getting caught out by Leo. Look at that chunk taken out of it by the Kassadin. And you said fantastically after Leo getting camped so heavily in the mid lane. We'll talk about that in a second. Beansu's been caught out, flashing away as he's trying to survive. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. Of course, he is going to resurrect and start just swinging as fast as he can onto. That's going to have to be Nasus, and that's not his ideal target. But as that health bar drizzles away, you can see BPI Phoenix now with a 5v4 advantage. They're perhaps going to be making a move towards the inhibitor.
They could look for it here. They still need to respect Senkox a little bit, who actually picked up the elixir. So, they hit one person like Riddix right there off to the backside. That could be enough. You see just one quick combo takes him so low, but they're going for the fight here. BPI are diving in the back.
Senkox in trouble, so Zaitan in trouble. In fact, the entire SK Prime side is in trouble. They're all crumbling. Senkox just getting away with a narrow amount of health. Takey not so lucky as a double kill reigns in for Rittix, who managed to survive the Senkox threat. He managed to evade just with a Valkyrie. That's all it took to secure his safety. And I mean, just Senkox still standing, forced to buy home guards, and the oh my god, the party does take him down. The elixir giving him that extra bit of AP he needed to take down Lille. It wasn't quite 100-0, but it was pretty damn close.
He's looking to chase.
I mean, he can. This is what a LeBlanc can do. He hasn't got a ward on that Crimson Recall, and instead he's going to have to pursue towards Nasus. Nasus low enough for the LeBlanc to close the gap. Rittix even lower, and Senkox, you has potential here. Masterwork, look how low his health is. He wants to close this gap. If he lands the chain, there's still potential.
Says he can play it safe, though. Back away. and just wait to fight another day here. But right now, I mean, you saw Beansy gets caught out, then just BPI just fully dive into the team of SKP with the Maokai, with the Jarvan, make it almost impossible with how tanky they are. I mean, you know, Nez he's 2-2 and 15, but he's got a Frozen Heart. He's got Magic Resist in there. He's got Ninja Tavi. He's got Rod of Ages. He's extremely tanky. And you saw how much of a beating he could take. And SK don't really have an answer for that just yet. You know, Crazy Caps doesn't have any armor pen. He's still trying to build towards that last whisper. When that item does get finished, he'll finally have, you know, a decent amount of damage to deal to that front line that's just diving in towards the back. But Suncooks, I feel like if he had a DFG instead of that death cap, he would have been able to one-shot Riddix.
I think you're right. I think even after the Valkyrie, that damage would have been just a little too much for him, and we're not seeing that build path instead. I mean, we saw it on Ari. I don't know why you wouldn't choose to do it on LeBlanc as well. Senko's going in, trying to do something onto Lille. Instead, actually gets pursued by the Twisted Advance. His health is going so very low. Shut down already. SK Prime on the back foot, and they are going to trip and stumble their way through this team fight. Already 2 members down. Tiki looking to be going down as well. Lille just wailing on him with the Kassadin damage, and Zaitan backing away as well. He's trying to get away. No wolves for him to connect. It's a triple now for Kassadin, and you can see Beansu's just on the run, as Sion can do pretty effectively, using his ultimate perhaps to get away. And that's just going to be a free Baron for BPI Phoenix.
He tried to use it to hit Riddix, but then he like really
Zoomed
shot
past
it
him.
way off to the side, and he's like, well, I'm going on a stroll. I'm going on a little bit of a run. She can run away. But again, Suncooks overextends, gets caught out by Twisted Events out of Nasus. The rest of the team follows up, and he dies. You cannot get caught out like that when you're playing the Blanc and you're 11 and 4. You have the majority of the kills in your team. You have so much damage behind you. You know, we saw just prior how much he can do, but if he gets locked down, then it doesn't amount to anything. He has to play this one smart. Like, it's not over just yet. SKP are still have a fighting chance, even though they're down about 10,000 gold. But they need to choose their fights appropriately. They do need to get that last whisper done on Crazy Caps. And Pantheon, he's actually ulting in towards Dragon.
Takey wants it. He wants it now. They know that the majority of the BPI side will have gone back to base, and Sweeper does.
They better hurry.
They need to kill it fast. Crimson's on his way. They have that Baron buff, and this isn't a fight that SK Prime want to fight. Crimson trying to make a move. Takey's going low, forced to lantern away, and now Beansu's going on a run. He's out of there. Beansu's just going to be charging in towards.
Did they just fully?
They're all going for him. They
escape that?
Not entirely. I think we're going to be watching a dead Beansu anytime soon. He's just delaying the inevitable. Crimson using his Cataclysm to secure the Sion kill. It's something. It's a bit more gold. Probably going to be lining the pockets of Rittix. That's, you know, Crimson picking that one up, and Beansu's just going to go for a run.
Get some farm in the meantime. But, I mean, that's worth it, though, to deny the third Dragon away from BPI. He's still down for about 30 seconds, so they will lose a turret from that one. But they get their second Dragon for themselves, and they take that global objective away. It was a little bit of a risky move. But we'll see what happens now as BPI moving in. Going to be able to pick up another turret. There's 6 of the game here at 32 minutes in. They have a kill a minute.
They have
BPI.
exactly a kill a minute.
Pretty impressive.
So we'll see if they can pick up another one in the next 60 seconds. And they have the Baron buff. They're going to have an enhanced wave coming just very shortly. And it's all really down to
It comes down to wave clear now.
It comes down to one man. It comes down to Senkooks. It comes down to his execution in this next team fight. Keep a keen eye on him, as already he's doing a huge amount of damage to Nasus. But in the meantime, Zaitan is down and out, picking up his 13th death. BPI continuing where they left off, taking down that turret. Nasus backing away from that one, though. Their frontliner is low, and they're not willing to really concede just yet. Putting damage in straight towards Crazy Caps, connecting again. Look at Rittix's health. Heal is 4 straight away, and look at Lille already becoming such a threat after such a shoddy start to this game. Being 2 down again, becoming a bit of a kind of regular occurrence now for the Sion player. And Senkooks perhaps trying to take a risk, changes his mind, doesn't want to do that just yet. And BPI, cool, calm, collected. They pick up a second inhib, and this is very reminiscent of what we saw from HWA yesterday. Is this cautious, clinical play where you have an advantage, you don't throw it away, you don't try to start taking risks, and they're taking their time, step by step, heading towards that Fallen Nexus.
Yeah, I really wonder, the Sion pick, has it really carried its weight? I feel like there's so many other champions that could have been picked up, which would have facilitated what Sion is doing, you know, being like a stun bot, but better?
Right.
It really was banned away, so it's not like he could have picked that, but there's so many other choices out there that he could have gone for.
I think you're right, and I think, I mean, the Sion pick, Maybe Beansu's had success on it in the past.
Like, even a Malphite, like it's not the greatest kind of pick, and it would have been a little bit tough in lane, but
that follow-up from... No, but you can throw a Malphite into a fight, and Senkux can then work off the back of that. I think you're right. Beansu uninspiring, but in the meantime, Mandrop's coming in from Takey, and he's just going to try and perhaps lock up that Corki. They're still struggling to touch him. They can't. In the meantime, he's just raining in damage towards them. Retic's so very low. He's going to be going down for the 4th time in this game. Crazy Caps trying to stave off 3 members of BPI. I don't think he's got the potential to do it. Lailed Zhonya's straight away. He knew his health was low. Shiv is going to be picking it up, though. He gets 2. Crazy Caps just still picking up kills. Triple kill. Saitan getting hit by the 2 tanks, and I don't think Beansu's going to be able to stop that one from happening. Beansu actually taking a lot of damage, and now you can see 2 members to just 1 of SK Prime. BPI Phoenix, top laner and jungler, just going to have to slowly but surely take down the Indian.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad hold, actually. I mean, yeah, they're going to lose an inhibitor in the end, but we saw Taiki diving straight into Rittix, and then Senkux was able to do some good damage to him, and Crazy kept finally showing that he has some damage behind him. And that Bloodthirster's finished up, which it should be relatively soon. He's going to be able to do that a lot more consistently, as long as they can keep Rittix and Lael off of him. And, you know, SKP, they're not up just yet again. Remember, they have both Nexus turrets up. Yes, they're down 2 inhibitors, but this gives them a lot of time for some free farm here. Baron will be coming up, you know, relatively soon, about 2.5 minutes, and that will allow BPI to potentially pick up another. But, you know, SKP, they're getting there. Yep. It's only a matter of time before they're going to be able to fight these a little bit more evenly.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a balance to be struck. We said already, there's a bit of structure to the play from BPI. They've got the advantage and they know it, and they're playing it. They're not taking particularly many risks. And yes, that's an effective way to play it, as long as you don't let the enemy team catch up. And it feels odd to say catch up when you have an 11-5 LeBlanc, but there still is a lot to be done.
DFG picked up now for Senkux.
That's what he needed.
Enjoy that item while you guys can see it, guys, because it won't be lasting much longer on live. I think it's 5.2 it's being removed or something like that.
That's right.
I remember it used to actually scale based off of bonus ability power, and you could have your DFG do like 35% of person's max health or 40% of max health. So yeah, he does have the DFG. He can almost one combo Nasus. I mean, he was already doing it before without the DFG and getting him down to half HP, and you're going to see the damage he's going to be able to do right here if he decides to go in, because right now Rittix is going to be coming from the south side, and Crimson trying to stall for some time here. Senkux has to be careful, he needs to dance around this line. He could go for Rittix here, there's a DFG trying to get the combo off, and he gets locked down, and he's forced to retreat and gets dropped.
BPI Phoenix just dictating every single team fight. Beansu taking a huge beat. He's got that Thorn Mail complete now. Obviously, a bit detrimental to Rittix's health, but that's not going to be the end of this one. Crazy Cap's so very low, as is Crimson. The entire BPI side, similar though. You can see those health bars pretty down low, but there's no one there to deal with it. Crazy Caps could get some sort of cheeky ultimate, but he can't. That dream is crushed by Maokai, and BPI Phoenix, they wrap up Game 2. We're going into a 3rd map then. This is going to be one hell of a best of 3.